Hi, love. Welcome back to another episode of Rollerset to Mindset. I'm your host, Angela B. Fuller, Master Hairstylist turned Certified Life Coach. Today, we have a juicy topic set up for you, a topic that I am always excited about because I really get excited when it comes to talking about our purpose. I really get excited when I can offer some level of encouragement and inspiration to those who are searching, those who have a desire to leave a legacy in this life. And so, without further ado, I am going to dive in. But before we dive in, of course, I have a pop question. And my pop question today is, how precious do you see time? Time is a phenomenal thing. And many of us think that we got a grip on it, that we understand how time is measured. But I always say that, and I guess it's because of my spirituality, is that I believe that time is a social construct. I believe that one way to measure time is by how much we can achieve, not necessarily by the hours in a day. And this reminds me of a movie that I saw several years ago. And the gist of the movie was that time was used instead of money. Um, time was used, time was the commodity. Time was a precious commodity. And if you wanted to buy something or make a purchase or make some type of exchange, instead of giving money, the people in the movie, the actors in the movie gave time. And literally they gave time. And when they gave time, what that ended up doing was shortening their time, their existence, their life force on this earth. So time was taken very seriously in this movie. And so this is how I want you to maybe consider seeing time and your reasons and purpose for being here on this earth. Um, because we all came here for a purpose. And some of us think because we are doing well in this industry, that that is our purpose. Working in this industry is our purpose. But I'm here to encourage you to consider something different. So, my question is your life purpose wrapped up in your profession? Think about that for a second, because a lot of us think that it is. I know for a long time I did. I looked at what I did as my purpose, not who I was being or who I was becoming or even my major contribution to this earth. I thought that it wasn't who I was being, but what I was doing that defined my purpose. And so let's unpack that. Let's unpack that a little bit. Because for a long time, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks so, um, there are times when we move through our day and we have no concept of time. We think that we're going to live forever. We think that we're going to be here forever. We think that we have all the time in the world to get it done. And if we can just think back to yesterday, we'll realize that there are people, loved ones, living on this earth right now who are sick, who have been given certain diagnoses, and even people who we saw yesterday are no longer walking this earth. So we have to ask ourselves, do we really have the time that we think we need to accomplish and make our contribution and leave a legacy for those who are to come after us. Okay, so like I said, it took me a long time to become clear on my purpose. And it's even taking me more time to figure out how to navigate in that purpose. And so I want to just share just a brief conversation with you to see how you feel about this and to see how you can begin to shift your perspective on the importance of time and also the importance of really tapping into what you believe your purpose is. Okay? So it has taken a lot of tragedy, a lot of unfavorable life circumstances, a lot of hard fought, fought for goals, and a lot of sacrifice. And some of these sacrifices were necessary, and some of them weren't. For me to learn that time is precious, and that the best thing that I can do for myself is to become connected to my purpose and just get at it. And I hope this episode puts a fire under you to help you understand and discover and become diligent in pursuing your purpose. And so the first thing I want to share with you is that you have to be open to the idea of finding your purpose. You know, don't go looking for something you don't want the answer to. Because I'm going to tell you from my own experience, once you have the answers, once you go looking, because if you seek, you'll find. And once you find, even if it's just a glimpse of what you were searching for as far as your purpose goes, fulfilling the call, it won't go away. Once you know, you cannot unknow. Once you flip that sheet, turn that page over, you know that you know that you know, and it's not going to let you go. It's going to get a grip on you, and it will not leave you alone. And so when you do find and discover answering your calling or answering your purpose, it requires you to speak up for yourself. I know that has been my experience. And it also sometimes requires leaving people behind, leaving places behind, and leaving things behind. And yeah, that sounds cliche. Oh, you got to leave people, places, and things behind. But let me tell you something, that comes with a share of stuff too. Because guilt, when you make that decision that you've got to leave certain people behind or leave certain places or things behind, guilt can kick in, and guilt can sometimes cause us to feel helpless. It leaves us feeling helpless. And here's another thing. The longer you have sacrificed your needs to others' demands, the more challenging it is to decide to lead your own life. And it's also challenging to develop your own gifts and pursue your own purpose. Because people get used to seeing us a different way. People get used to having access to us. People get used to us being at their beck and call. Because I know you've probably seen it in your profession. When we don't set boundaries, when we don't have salon hours, when we don't charge based upon the value of the service that we render, people get used to a certain thing. And when you become enlightened and realize that you've got to make a change, nobody wants to adapt to that change that you have to make. And so searching for your purpose, finding those purpose, it's going to require you to do some changes, to make some changes.